Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with another video of a vintage pachinko machine. Excuse me. If you haven't already done so, I would encourage you to subscribe to my channel. That way, every time I make a video about a pachinko machine, you would get a notification. Of course, that's assuming that you do want to see these things. I've also developed a website now, so if you go to simply magicpachinkorestorations.com, that is now an active website. There's a lot of information there about what I do, how I do it, and machines for sale, so on and so forth. So I would encourage you to do that also. Thanks. Okay, so this video is on a Daiichi. This is a 1973 or 74 Daiichi. The Daiichi machines are a little different in the sense that they're the only company that I'm aware of that uses this diagonal design on the front of their machines. The glass or plexiglass is actually cut on the diagonal. Their feed trays are done on a diagonal. It obviously gives the machine a different look, which is kind of nice. I like them. I've done a number of them. So again, with every restoration that I do, I'm one of the few people in the country that does full restorations in the sense that the artwork gets changed out. This artwork was interesting. This particular machine had been stored in a hot, dry attic for many, many years. And this is the original artwork. They don't normally come off like this. This left no residue on the board. It just almost lifted right off, but as you can see, it's very badly cracked. It's really, really dry. So there was no water damage on this this particular play field, but the colors had faded, and obviously this did not lend itself to being able to play the game well at all. I will transfer the original inspection sticker off of this one back onto the new one in a little bit. Probably when I finish the video. So new artwork, everything gets torn off, everything gets dealt with, and everything gets put back on. So all of the plastic gets cleaned. You have to get rid of all of the smoke residue and just accumulation of gunk over 30, 40, 50 years. This is aluminum. This all gets polished. Chrome gets cleaned up, polished. The brass nails get tumbled in a rock tumbler to make them all shiny again. And then this particular machine is not mounted in a cabinet that has hinges. I've seen worked on a couple of machines like it. So as we turn it around, you'll see here, this wooden frame, again, doesn't have the hinges. So the board, this main board, has got a little extra wood on it, and then there's been sections down here and here that have been routed out for that to drop into, and then there's a turnbuckle here that attaches the board to this part of the frame. So it keeps it in the frame, but it doesn't allow for the machine to swing out like most pachinkos. So everything taken off the back, obviously, completely cleaned, and then reassembled. Again, the metal gets cleaned, the plastic gets cleaned, everything gets cleaned. The board gets all sanded down, polyurethaned, as does this frame. I did take this frame apart, sand it, polyurethane it, repainted the feet, repainted the black trim on the front side. And then one other thing that I also do with all my restorations is I redo all of the electric on it. Typically a pachinko machine has two light bulbs. One is for the ball out, letting you know that you don't have enough balls in the machine, and the other is a light that lights momentarily when you do get a jackpot. In pachinko parlors in Japan, they were powered by a 10-volt DC system. Quite often when they were taken out of the parlors, those wires just got ripped out. Some people along the way would have hooked a 9-volt battery up to them. I've seen all sorts of crazy stuff, but nowadays I've switched everything over to 12 volt, and this is just a 12 volt transformer. You plug it into the wall and you get power. This particular machine, oddly enough, only had one light bulb. It's located right here. So I took the original incandescent bulb and I replaced it with a 12-volt LED. A couple of reasons: it's a lot brighter than an incandescent bulb, and the second reason is it'll last forever. And then I rewired it. I did all new wiring on this because there are two switches. There's one here, and there's one inside of the seesaw chamber. This particular one is the switch that says I'm out of balls. So when there's no weight here to hold this down, this swings down, it presses these two leaves together, and if we had it plugged in, you would see that this light would be on. As you fill this chamber with pachinko balls, the weight of the balls presses down on this, and it lifts this up off of the leaf switch, and it would turn the light out. Now, in here, I don't think you can see it in the video, but in here is another leaf switch just like this. It's mounted this way. And when the seesaw tips, the back side of the seesaw closes the two leaves, and it would turn this light on momentarily. So you'll see it in action once we load the machine up and plug it in. So on this machine, there's two things of importance. This is the called the ball dump. I've marked it in red. If it's over like that, then you have red here and red here. So that's not a condition you want. You want the two reds to be together. When it's in this position, the balls will run from the hopper down this chute into the turnaround, across this, and into the jackpot chamber. That's what you want. If you ever wanted to get rid of the balls up here, just get all the balls out of the machine, you would push this over that way, and then the balls would tumble down and exit the machine. But for normal play, that's where you want that to be. The second thing you want to be aware of is the seesaw does sit in here. It has two pachinko balls trapped inside of it. It's a weight shift thing. Its normal operation starts here, does this, and comes back. That's what the seesaw does. So you want to make sure it's in this position, not in this position to start. And if it's in this position, again, there's a black arrow here. You just push up on this, and it will push that seesaw up to where it belongs. So that's the position you want it in before you attempt to play or load pachinko balls in. So I'm going to plug this in. You don't need to plug it in for it to play. You only plug it in for the fact that you want to have power to your lights. And if I'm careful here, you can see that that's lit. That's the little LED. It's a very bright light. So it's lit now, and it's lit because this switch is being made, okay? So when we put pachinko balls in, again, making sure this is all the way over. So if you buy, I recommend anywhere from 300 to 500 pachinko balls on any given machine. So if you were to buy 300, you'd want 275 of them right here. If you buy 500, you'd want 475 of them right here. Pachinko machines are designed to work with plenty of pachinko balls in them. They don't work real well if you only put 20 or 30 pachinko balls in them. There's too many things that require a lot of pachinko balls to be in the machine. So right now this is full. They run in a double run down here into the turnaround and then go on either side of the jackpot chamber, which is inside of this piece of plastic here. And now the machine is ready to pay out. The seesaw is in the proper position. So one other thing you want to do is a losing ball is going to drop out of this chute right here. A winning ball will drop out of this chute. So you need something similar to this that is wide enough to catch the balls as they drop out. And then once you accumulate enough of them in here, you just simply bring them back up here. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have enough of these to include them with the machines, but anything will do. A cardboard box, a Tupperware bowl, anything will work. Okay, so there's the machine. So you're going to put the rest of the balls in here. Now, when the machine is completely empty and you go to play it for the first time, the first ball won't launch. It takes one activation of this arm to get a ball in there. Also, I'm not sure if you see it in the video, but there's a clear window here. You can see the balls that are in the hopper. So as you're playing, if you don't see balls up in this area, you know you're starting to run low on balls. Eventually, this light will come on and let you know that you are too low on balls to keep playing. So now it will launch a ball. And put the catch tray back here. Let's see if we can get a win. Obviously, I'm missing the bucket. The bucket. There we go. The bucket tipped over. Okay. So this illustrates very clearly that these machines are set for the house, so that the house wins and the player doesn't. So what I'll do is I'll cheat it so that you see how the machine actually works. One of the reasons why you don't get a lot of wins on this particular machine is it only has one tulip. Tulips, when they are closed, are a small target. When they're open, they're a much easier target to hit. This has pay pockets, so it's a little tougher to get the balls into these smaller targets. But if, for example, you were to put a ball up in here, so there's the payout. Now that the tulip is open, it's a much larger target and it's easier to hit. So the pay pockets. Now that I've got that tulip open, let me see if I can get a ball up in there. There we go. So as balls fill up here, when this gets too full, they'll start to transfer down here. This machine has got a feature I've never seen before, and that's a lock on this. This allows the balls, if there's too many here, to drop down in, and if you push back and go like that, it'll just automatically empty and then bring it back. That's pretty cool. So that's the Daiichi. Hope you like it, and we'll see you next time.